Hello and a warm welcome to JoyNews Desk. My name is Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson. In our head stories, over 1,200 workers of the Future Global Resources in Bogoso are staging a sit-down strike to protest the mismanagement of the mining companies by investors. Also, Ashanti Regional Chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Bernard Entry Bosiako, has been freed by the Kumasi Traditional Council over alleged derogatory remarks made against the Ashanti Hene during the NPP parliamentary vetting process. A frustrated teenage mother walked to the offices of Love FM and Inshira FM in Kumasi with a mission to give away her 5-month-old baby. We have details of that coming up shortly. I am Mamiesi Nyamiche Thompson. We'll be right back with details. We head over to Bogoso in our first story. Over 1,200 workers of the Future Global Resources in Bogoso are staging a sit-down strike to protest the mismanagement of the mining company by investors. According to them, the investors have refused to invest in the mine since they took over in 2020 without paying a dime for the sale of the company. They also say the company has made the living of workers hellish for the past 3 years. The workers accuse investors of worsening the plight of the company since they took over. They're accusing them for overseeing the ballooning of debt of $38 million they inherited from Golden Star to a whopping $110 million. For details into the story, we're joined via Zoom by the president of the staff union, McDonald Kitson Haite. Mr. Haite, welcome to News Desk. What do you mean if you say that investors bought the company without paying a dime?
Thank you very much for this opportunity, and a good morning to your viewers. Yeah. So FGL Bogoso Christian Limited bought the mine in 2020 from Golden Star Resources. The deal was about $95 million, but unfortunately, FGL has failed to pay Golden Star Resources even a dime. Unfortunately, over the period of time too, FGL has also not been able to invest money into the mine. A mine that's 2018 won the best mining company in the country, unfortunately, has grounded to a halt. As I speak with you today, workers have been home for close to 2 months, the whole of December and the whole of this January. We were supposed to resume work yesterday. We came back to site, and unfortunately, no leader in terms of the owners or managers were on site to welcome employees. So this is our plight, and this is our issue that we want the world to hear, that a gold resource company, a company with the largest concession in the country, we are bigger than Newmont, we are bigger than Goldfields, we are bigger than Anglo Gold Ashanti, is grounded to a halt today because unfortunately regulators, government regulators who are put in control to manage the mine have failed to do that. The minister, Honorable Samuel Abu Jinapo, who is supposed to also take steps to be able to rectify this issue, has also not done that. And the livelihood of over 1,002 workers and a community which would be affected greatly if this mine goes down are all in shambles now. So this is what we want the world to hear.
Well, Mr. Haite, you're also accusing them of ballooning your debt from $38 million to $110 million. Can you give us a breakdown of this, and how is this affecting the mine? So, unfortunately, our link to Mr. Haite has frozen, but as you're hearing, mine workers, over 1,200 of them, of Future Global Resources, are protesting the poor management of the company. And as you heard him earlier on, since the investors paid or bought the company, according to the workers, they haven't paid a dime yet, and are also accusing them of ballooning the debt of the company from $38 million to $110 million. And we're still trying to get details of that from Mr. Haite.
Hello?
All right, Mr. Haite, you're back on the line. And so I was asking, you're accusing your investors of ballooning the debt of the company from $38 million to $110 million. How do you break this down?
So when they took over the mine in 2020, the total debt was roughly about 38 million. Unfortunately, this has risen to about $110 million. And you ask about the breakdown.
Yes.
Currently, we owe the Volta River Authority in excess of about $20 million. We owe Ghana Revenue Authority in excess of $10 million. They will owe workers, workers who work for them day in, day out. They owe them close to $20 million. And this debt includes our severance payment, includes our provident fund, includes our SNET for over 30 months. 30 months. SNET or payment for employees have not been paid. It includes our tier 2. For 30 months has also not been paid. And then local contractors. We owe almost everybody in this country. Even seamstresses and tailors who put together our overalls and uniforms, we owe them till date. So unfortunately, these people came in with the hope of turning around the operations. And unfortunately, we are here today. The surprising part is even Minerals Commission, who is the regulator, the government regulator, we owe them about $8 million. So the question is, why would the regulator sit down for a company to owe them to this tune? Why would GRA sit down for a company to owe them to this tune? Recently, we heard on TV that Nana Kwame Bediako owes some taxes, and he's been brought to book. FGL owes in excess of $10 million, and nobody is doing anything about it. So that is the situation on the ground. And we think then government agencies should come on board to make this mine the vibrant mine that we used to be just about 5 or 6 years ago.
Well, you paint a very grim picture of developments in your company, but what efforts have you made to get the attention of government apart from this demonstration you're doing today?
We've done almost everything. We've written to Parliamentary Select Committee on Mining and Energy. We wrote to the Minister of Lands and Natural Resources. Luckily, last week, Monday, on the 22nd, we met him in Accra at the ministry. But his responses and his answers to our questions were not encouraging. The minister empathized with the workers and told us that he's still in discussion with his technical people, which includes the Minerals Commission, and they would come up with a solution soon. But this issue has lingered for years. This issue.
Thank you very much, sir.
Commission issued a 120 days notice to the company in August. It elapsed in December, on December 12. And unfortunately, the regulators have refused to act. The law is clear. The law says if you give a company 4 months or 120 days to show cause that they would be able to manage the mine, if they are not able to do so, the minister would have to act. The question is, why is the minister not acting? Why are the government regulators not acting? EPA is quiet, Minerals Commission is quiet, and the livelihood of over 1,200 and the whole community, Bogoso and Pristia, has come to a stop because of the negligence and also the inactions of some government agencies.
Mr. Aite, we're grateful for your time here on News Desk. And as you heard, the Future Global Resources Company is going through difficult times, and workers are pleading on government to take a stand and come to their rescue. We'll be hearing later in subsequent bulletins from the management of the company. But right about now, there's a live event ongoing at the police headquarters, the Guard of Honor for the outgoing Chief of Defense Staff. We can link our viewers to that program as of now.
Good morning. The celebrant, the IGP, all protocols observed. It is with mixed feelings and emotions as I stand here to give brief remarks.
Collaborative, as the earlier speakers have said, with GIS, we all know what is happening in the north in terms of the security agencies doing our best to stop infiltration into the country by jihadists. On numerous occasions, when our officers and men have had challenges in terms of injuries, critical medical condition, I'll call on the CDS, and with the speed of light, alacrity, will come to our assistance. When I'm not available, my Deputy Controller General in charge of operations, Mr. Lord Afifa, will take over the mantle. And by this effort, I saved the lives of a lot of our officers. The CDS will make sure that our officers airlifted, taken well off at the 37 military hospital. What again can I say? We are like brothers from the same father and mother. And I believe this relationship will go on as CDS ends its tour of duty as the head of the Ghana Armed Forces. In fact, this cordial, good, collaborative working relationship has turned into a fruitful marriage between the personnel of the Ghana Armed Forces and the Ghana Immigration Service. And I believe it is not only Immigration Service, but the other security agencies. But for now, I'll speak for immigration. And these marriages, as you know, has turned into a family matter. So we become like more or less like a family. And the greatest respect to CDS and the IG and other service heads here. We all know that GIS will have beautiful ladies. In fact, as I stand here, I always say I'm a proud bander. Unfortunately, I'm being supported by two old banders. The the Director General of Prisons, Mr. Isaac Ajiri, and Alhaji Seidu, Head of Customs. In fact, myself and Seidu, we were based at the Banda City. I'm proud to say that we were part of the charismatic Vanda choir. So I know what I'm talking about in terms of relationship between the Ghana Forces and Ghana Immigration Service and our beautiful ladies. As we say, a soldier does and not retire. I want to pledge myself and the officers and men of GIS that we'll continue to rely on the experience of the outgoing CDS. In fact, we live closer to each other at Roman Ridge, and I believe that relationship will still continue. On behalf of the GIS management members, on my own behalf, I say, God bless that going CDS, long life, prosperity. And I know I'm a gender activist, and I know with the other commander-in-chief at home, the governor at home, with the president at home, and you know what I'm talking about. Everything will be all right, like Bob Marley said. CDS, God bless you. Thank you very much.
God, shame.
Thank you very much, Commander General Immigration.
Standards.
May I now humbly invite Commissioner of Customs, Alhaji Seidu Idrisu Idisa, for his comments, please. Please let's receive Alhaji with a clap.
CDS, or he sold it to CDS, Inspector General of Police, fellow service commanders, management of all the security service here present, officers, the press. If you are a loudspeaker, you take the advantage of all what has been said, especially when what has been said ran through all. The CDS, throughout his various appointments, have always been an influence on all the other security services. It was a very positive influence. And for us at the Customs Division of the Ghana Revenue Authority, we have been greatly mentored by the Army, and he has personally played a very big role. He has also mentored all the other security services, as the IGP said, and he has seen to it that the coordination that we need at any one time, is always there. I remember some 3 months ago, I think that was November, when we had some intel of some contraband goods that were located around the war zone in the north. When we had the intel, we were actually very scared, because when you go there to take action, you may be attacked by the residents of the place. So we got in touch with the Army, and together we did a very quick and successful operations there, and were able to pick about 5 trucks loaded with the goods and brought them to safety in Tamale. This is just an example of how the coordination with other security services have been working to make sure that Ghana is safe from all what is happening around us. We have also worked closely together at the Joint Intelligence Center, and he's one of those who don't talk much, but when he is talking, everybody listens. We are happy that on this occasion, and I would like to thank the IGP for organizing this. For the CDS, it was a surprise. When he entered and we were all seated, he said, "Oh, what a surprise." But then, that is to show in the Ghanaian or African parlance, all your activities are marked by family members. It's not you who do it. From your birth, through your marriage, to even death, it is family members who organize it, not you yourself. And we have gathered here just to express our profound gratitude and happiness that he has served successfully Mother Ghana, and he's about to hand over the baton to somebody else. We say in my language that a soldier man will never pass by a barracks without entering there to find out what is happening. And I know that you are fully handing over the position, but you will remain a military person and a military officer to Mother Ghana for the rest of your life. Thank you so much, and may I thank the IGP for organizing this occasion. Thank you.
Gas, go, shake.
Indeed, words from very grateful commanders, the Inspector General of Police, the Director General Prisons, the Chief Fire Officer, the Controller General of Immigration, and the Commissioner Customs. Thank you very much. It's now time for a presentation.
And a military officer.
May I humbly invite the Chief of Defense Staff, Vice Admiral Seth Amwama, to kindly join the team. Thank you very much, sir. Citation of honor presented to Vice Admiral Seth Amwama, the Chief of Defense Staff, on the occasion of your retirement. In recognition of your exemplary leadership in advocacy and promotion of partnership with the Ghana Police Service and all other security agencies, the Ghana Police Service and all other security agencies, including the Ghana Prison Service, the Ghana National Fire Service, the Ghana Immigration Service, and the Customs Division of the Ghana.
Away from that, Ghana scored 43 out of a clean score of 100 and ranked 70 out of 180 countries and territories included in the Corruption Perception Index 2023 released today, 30th January 2024 by Transparency International. Now, this marks the fourth consecutive year of stagnation in Ghana's anti-corruption efforts as indicated by the CPI. Let's take you live to a roundtable discussion being organized by the Ghana Integrity Initiative, where they're giving the breakdown of the latest figures.
The Corruption Perception Index that was launched earlier today. I wish to extend GI's highest felicitations and gratitude to everyone gathered here for honoring our call despite your various tight schedules. Let me use this opportunity to also express GI's profound appreciation to our partner, TAG International, led here by Chris, who is sitting in front. We acknowledge your partnership. And if you have looked at the agenda, you would realize that Ghana Gold, a project that is led by TAG, is featured. That will be the part 2 of today's program. So thank you very much, Chris, and thank you to Florence and everyone for making this event possible. We are very much appreciative. Today's event provides a unique platform to citizens to interrogate the results of the CPI while preferring the best approaches to the fight against corruption. Indeed, GII sees this event as an opportunity to chart a different narrative for the fight against corruption. Madam Chief of Staff, the CPI for 2023 scored Ghana 43 out of a clean score of 100 and ranked 70th out of 180 countries and territories included in this year's index. In fact, the score has remained same since 2020. This, I must say, is worrying because an analysis of the data spanning 4 years for 6 African countries that had stagnated revealed that 67% of them, that's 4 out of 6, dropped in subsequent years after stagnating for such a long time. Madam Chief of Staff, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, the theme for this year's CPI launched is corruption and justice. According to Francois Vellarain, as the board chair of Transparency International, corruption will continue to thrive until justice systems can punish wrongdoing and keep governments in check. These words resonate with the core of our gathering today. As we delve into the Corruption Perception Index, it is imperative to acknowledge the profound impact of corruption on society. Permit me to also quote one of our famous African scholars, Professor Claude Lumumba, who said in 2015, and I quote, "Corruption is something that even the corrupt acknowledge that it is a bad thing. But the irony of the tragedy of corruption is that those who engage in corruption love it, and those who do not engage in it accommodate it." Ladies and gentlemen, corruption is an age-old phenomenon. In fact, some have indicated it is as old as Adam. Yet, the depth of which it has infiltrated every facet of our society is unparalleled. The consequences of corruption are evident, and needless deaths in our hospitals show. We see accidents on our roads on a daily basis as a result of shoddy roads which emanate from some of the contracting processes. We see galamsey remaining a relevant issue on our discourse because we have not fought the canker of corruption as we should. Madam Chief of Staff, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I am confident that each one of us here desires a shift in this narrative. We do not want to gather to talk about our woes and the inefficacy of our efforts. This gathering serves as a crucial moment to reevaluate our approach and forge a new path forward. Our focus must be on key parameters and indicators that propel the fight against corruption in a positive light, and these are available in the various surveys and the indicators that are presented, which are used for the calculation of the CPI. Again, Professor Ade has aptly suggested that the fight against corruption is about leadership and is also about the law, which we also agree to a very large extent that when leadership is strong and the laws are allowed to work, we would make the gains we need to. When the elements are effective, Ghana certainly and undoubtedly will be making great strides, and I am sure that the narrative would be different. On this note, On behalf of the board and members of the Ghana Integrity Initiative, and then on my own behalf, and on behalf of the management team, I wish to welcome you all to this roundtable discussion, even though it may not look round, but this is an engagement of equals where everyone's mind is very important, and we wish to capture very significant feedback which would shape the narrative, as I have mentioned before, going forward. It is my expectation that this meeting would generate some very practical steps which government, and I'm very sure Auntie Friba, the Chief of Staff, would pursue with government to implement, so that we would gather here next year to tell a different story. As I have said, 4 out of the 6 countries that were analyzed showed they depreciated. However, 2 of them made significant gains. And so we can do it. And I believe the narrative should be that when we leave no one behind, we will certainly make the gains. Once again, I thank you very much for coming, and I wish us all a very fruitful deliberation. Thank you very much.
We cross over back to the police headquarters, where a guard of honor is being done for the outgoing CDS.
I especially recognize Director General Prisons, the Chief Officer, the Commissioner, Customs Division of Ghana Revenue Authority, and you know, sometimes you forget your own brother. when you are so excited. And so I want to recognize the Controller General of Ghana Immigration Service. I almost forgot about him because of the offer to give me a retirement wife. Members of the Police Management Board, in fact, all of them are my brothers and sisters, and there's a tall list, so I cannot mention all of them, but I'm grateful to all of them. Members of my family who are present, and I especially recognize my brother, Dr. Philip Wabin, and the wife who are here. The gallant officers, men and women of the Ghana Police Service, and the management of the various security services who are here, invited guests, ladies and gentlemen, a pleasant good morning. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. That's better. I first of all want to give glory and thanks to the Almighty God for seeing me through this long and difficult but quite remarkable journey of over 4 decades and seeing me through a successful end. I also want to thank His Excellency Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo, the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Ghana Armed Forces, for the confidence and trust he reposed in me in appointing me as the Chief of Defense Staff 3 years ago to lead the Ghana Armed Forces. In the sequence of appreciation, I want to thank the IGP especially for organizing this ceremony, and as I said, one of its kind in the history of the security services. It hasn't happened before. And I thank all the heads of the security agencies and everybody who is here for gracing this wonderful occasion. I want to observe that I have enjoyed every aspect of my long career, which spans over 42 years. And in the last 3 years, I've enjoyed the maximum collaboration and cooperation among the security services. The level of cooperation has been amazing, despite some occasional isolated incidents among the men under our command. But even on such occasions, the commanders came together quickly and resolved the issues, and we came back to normal to diffuse any tension among us. And so I want to use this occasion to express profound gratitude and appreciation to you all, my colleague heads of security agencies. As I leave, or as I ground arms and retire in a few days, I live with very fond memories of our collaboration. The fact that all the security services heads are here today, and from the very kind words is expressed, is a clear testimony of the unity of purpose among the security services. This is in sharp contrast to some occasional reports that we may read in the media about the rivalry amongst the security services. We have worked together for many years, and in the last days it has been exceptional. And so as I end my service, I will implore all of you to extend the same cooperation to my successor, Major General Thomas Opon Pepra, who is taking over from me. I have every confidence in his astute transformational leadership ability, and I trust that he will take the level of cooperation from where I'm living and even grow it to a higher level. And finally, I want to thank my brother, the IGP, for his sterling leadership of the Ghana Police Service and for the honor done me on this occasion with this beautiful ceremony. I pray that the good Lord continues to guide him, to guide his steps as he charts a course to secure our nation and prevent the crime. I want to thank all of you for for coming, and may the good Lord bless us all and bless our nation Ghana and make us great and strong. I thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Vice Admiral Seth Amoma, for the remark. And in no time, the guard commander will seek permission and march off the guard. Guard Commander, Assistant Superintendent of Police Amadakwa Daku, marching briskly to seek permission from the outgoing Chief of Defense Staff to march off the guard.
Your address over. May I have your permission to march off the guard, sir? General salute.
Shall we please be upstanding for the general salute?
Present arms. Will march off in columns of route.
With all humility, shall we please resume us?
In close order, march. 4, 3 ranks. Guards will march off in columns of route. Move to the right in columns of route. Right, 10. Quick!
Officers, this morning's parade.
And from the police headquarters, we witnessed the guard of honor and reception for the outgoing Chief of Defense Staff. We'll break here for business. We'll be right back.
Good morning. Welcome to the business segment on Joy News Desk with me, Pius Kojo Baka. As part of moves to consolidate its global footprints and expand its operations worldwide, Access Bank Ghana has opened a unique branch for the Chinese business community in Afenya in the Greater Accra region. Located at the Bright International Industrial Hub, the branch offers tailor-made services to Chinese business operating in the enclave. Here's more.
The new branch, which marks the bank's 54th operating location, offers a full range of banking services to promote the growth of both commercial and small to medium enterprises within the industrial hub, while extending same services to the entire Afenya community. Pearl Nkrumah is Executive Director for Retail and Digital Banking, Access Bank Ghana.
So in Access Bank, we are in over 20 countries across the world. 14 in Africa and 6 in different countries. We believe that our vision is to be the world's most respected African bank. And to be there, to achieve that vision, you need to be where the market is, and you need to represent, and you need to be closer to the community. So when I say 20 countries and counting, it means that everywhere we believe we need to be to bring us closer to that vision.
The executive director for wholesale banking at Access Bank Ghana, James Bruce, said the new branch forms part of the bank's expansion drive and deepens its commitment to bringing banking closer to businesses and individuals to improve financial inclusion.
Which is actually a furthering of our relationship with the Chinese community and the Chinese. We actually have a dedicated Chinese desk, and we do this in partnership with the various chambers of commerce. So Ghana Chinese Chamber of Commerce, we have a partnership with them over the past 5 or 6 years. So we run a desk. The culmination of that is we noticed that Greenhouse International was setting up a free zones enclave here. So we had a discussion with them. And since Access Bank is not just Ghana, but we're in 16 countries across Africa, and we're also in Hong Kong and then in Shanghai. And the free zones enclave is 80% exports. So we thought it would be a good idea to put a presence here, give them banking services, but also open the world to them through our branch in Afenya. So,
touching on trading between Ghana and China, Vice President of the Ghana Association of Chinese Societies, Jack Yan, said the Asian giant is hoping to increase its businesses in Ghana in 2024.
去年，中国是加纳的最大的贸易伙伴。去年一样，今年这个贸易额还是比去年还有所增加。
So Ghana is China's first partner in terms of trade. And the expectation is that definitely this year's trade between China and Ghana will increase as compared to last year's.
And that's all for business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. More after this.
Welcome back. Let's take you back to the Ashanti region. A teenage mother walked to the offices of Love FM and Ishura FM in Kumasi with a mission to give away her 5-month-old baby. If Hamdiza cannot find someone willing to accept the baby, she would be forced to dump her. She told the horrified station staff that the baby's father had abandoned her and the child, leaving them without a place to stay or any means to care for the baby. Emmanuel Bright-Kweko.
The baby, crying uncontrollably, looked sick and hungry after staying without food for almost a day. Staff of the multimedia group in Kumasi had to assist to change her diapers and feed her. Hadiza, 19 years, recounts the story of a broken family that has put her on the streets of Ajoso for 4 years.
Intimi go school, Timmy school, JHS Crammy, Nami Johnny, Nam Samarishan mammy, Timbina, Mammy Dio, Fena Menima, Name de Barges, Timbai Mamma, Tom Mammy, and Metal Mammy. Mammy and Jamie, after them, I buy one woman sable, Bobo, Mammy, and no Gia. And Mammy, as I said, the old shame, be no mammy time, a call.
My uncle's wife used to worry me, so I left there. I couldn't even complete JHS, so I came to Kumasi to look for my mother. My mother's boyfriend sacked me to the streets. I was raped by a gang of men, and a man saw me and provided me with a job. I helped a woman cook food at Tech Junction. I got money from that.
Her struggles to survive on her own led her to her 21-year-old boyfriend, who she claims has left her to her fate.
I'm behind that way, just so my.
I stayed with a guy for a while at Ajusuman and I became pregnant. He forced me to work with my pregnancy. One day, I caught him with a lady in bed and he sucked me with my baby when I complained.
She claims the family of her supposed boyfriend had threatened her not to come near them.
His father told me to do whatever I wanted to do with the baby.
She had plans to abandon the baby or get somebody to tend to her.
I have no...
And that's how we end in News Desk. We'll be back with news today at midday. Please stay tuned.